Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We get a list of, actually it's a big list. It's 33 on the one system, 4 more on the other system. I'll try not to go into too much detail on any one of them because it makes for a rather long video for both of us. Childs Drive, $299, 3-bedroom condo townhouse. Condo fees are $317, and it's a pretty decent location too. That's all I have. Wait for the photos. If you check below the video and the paragraph, you'll see that there's a link there, updated in real time. And I was just having an email conversation about this. This site picks up stuff faster than the public sites because we're plugging directly into the broker system versus the public display, which can be 1 to 3 days after it loads on our system. So Heslop is another condo townhouse, 3-bedroom with a finished basement. It looks like it's got laminate floors, renovated kitchen, California shutters. Beyond that, really not much to say without having those photos. Spire is $339. And so it is. Now, take a look at this one because I want to compare it in just a couple minutes. So this is a cherrywood model. Stuff like this, I don't think those pictures, we see a bunch of them actually in today's list. The zooms, I don't care about your faucet. I care about the model. I care about hardwood floors, paint, big things that take money to fix. Anyway, so 1051 square feet, and that's kind of an interesting shot there. I've heard feedback that it's really not kept very well, so it seems a little bit high just because of condition. This one on dairy, so here you go. Same model as that one, plus it's got $90 a month in road maintenance, and more or less it's the same house, $354, so we're talking $15,000 more. Maybe it's in better shape inside, but it doesn't matter because I can hire a lot of molly maids to clean up a house for $15,000. So no question the other one's a better deal. Hampshire Way is $356.5. So what you get with this, kind of a better location, close to Main Street, close to the commercial hub in Milton. You also get close to 401. And so this one's 1125 square feet. It's a little bit bigger. And you get the 9-foot ceilings on this floor, which make a huge difference. There is a $50 a month fee for the road on this one because they basically, and there's a little nook here which comes in very handy so you're not wasting a bedroom space with a desk. Nice model here, $356. We have one coming out at $350,000. Same model as this, hardwood throughout that main floor, lots of nice upgrades, so it's going to look great. And Sherwood, $388. Townhouse under 400 is getting harder to find. The thing about this one is you kind of walk through the main area, so it's tough to position furniture. They still have the blue wrapping on the dishwasher, which I'd say maybe it's time to get rid of. It's small, and it feels small. So upstairs, you've only got your one full bathroom, and you can see the beds take up the majority of the rooms on this one. But it's price point, right? Like $388.5, there's just not many of them for sale. I still think I'd rather hold out for like a Bryant model or something Mattamy, maybe for the same price. Herman Way's $415. It is 1,500 square foot Hillsview model. There's a lot of Hillsviews. I would say this one definitely shows very well. The photography is well done. It is definitely well presented. So I think all in all, they're looking good. I mean, we've seen smaller models with finished basements sell for around this price. We've seen this model sell for around here. So there can be a lot of competition in that sort of $4 to $425 range. So that might work against them. But there's not a whole lot for sale right now. This one on Barclay is a little bit smaller. Very similar layout, just feels smaller, 1,360 square feet. And what they have really going for them is the fact that they're an end unit, which gives you some more windows. Plus, you've got a big pie-shaped lot. And I have a feeling they're going to do well. There's another one on McKay, I think, that's kind of similar in the sense. This one might beat them a little bit on lot. Anyway, good location. Lots of parks in the area on Barclay. Costigan is $424.9. The thing I don't like about this one is two things. The two things. Anyway, it's really long and narrow. It feels it's only 20 feet long. You figure the garage is 10 feet. So all your living space is here. It's hard to position furniture because really you've got an open area here. Like you've got a long wall to put your couches, and then the TV kind of has to get tucked in the corner. Now you'll see right here, you can see the 1379 Costigan 6-story building is right behind here. So your backyard is going to feel like a fishbowl. And I think at $425 people have other options. It is nice that they have finished the basement here, and it looks like it's been done reasonably well. But overall, I just am not a big fan of the layout or the location, which are basically the two hardest things to fix. This one I thought was good on Weston. It was actually, like, I thought it was a decent deal at $439. I think at $429 it makes a lot of sense for somebody. Chestnut model, I think it's around 1,700 square feet. It's got 4 bedrooms upstairs, end unit townhouse, great main floor layout as well, and it should sell pretty quick. This one on Scott, aside from being tipped over, I believe it's a Roth mill, so it's about 1,800 square feet. And decent finishes inside. It's, once you start creeping close to 450 on these, you start reaching a barrier. But it is probably one of the cheapest ways to get a double car garage. You just don't have a backyard. That's your trade-off. So it kind of floats at the same range as similar sized freehold towns with a single garage in a yard. So it's almost like the extra garage space is kind of equivalent to yard in terms of value. At least that's what we found from the sales. Sugden is $459, 1,891 square feet, including the finished basement. I think this is called an Iris model, and it seems a little bit high based on what else has been selling in the area. Kingsley has been around for a long time. I think it's a flip that's gone wrong because they paid, I can't remember, it was around like mid 350s last year. And they've had it out, and they were at like $519, $499, $479, and it's like that tumble effect. And so buyers are saying, what's wrong with it? And if you've gone to see it, you'll know what's wrong with it. It doesn't have a very good layout. The work isn't done that well. And what it does have going for it is the fact that it's on a nice big lot and it backs onto a park. But the rest of it's kind of a disaster. It really shouldn't have been a home that was flipped to begin with, because you need to have no objections when you flip a home. And so if you have a bad room layout or small rooms or anything like that, it's not going to work. It just doesn't make sense. Newell Street is $475. Detached home. Yeah, it's got the siding on the outside, but it also has a lot of nice features inside. It's got enough space that I think it would probably keep a family pretty happy. 3 decent sized bedrooms upstairs. And I don't know, this is the same thing, like the Zooms. Like, I don't care about Coca-Cola. It doesn't matter to me. A little subtle, subliminal, yet you don't think so, is this one little buy your house up on the chalkboard. I appreciate that. I like it. And there you go. So decent deal. Detached home in this price range. There's not that many, especially at 1,800 square feet. And you could probably paint that garage and paint the siding and just kind of give the exterior a little bit of an update that would kind of freshen it up. So Azleton is $489. It's a little bit bigger than the Iris that we just profiled. And overall, I would say it's, you get that 4th bedroom. A lot of the ones in this area are 3, so they've got that competitive advantage. Savaline is $489, 1960 square foot, semi-detached. And if you look up Green Park Milano, you should be able to find it on Google. I really like the floor plan here. And basically, this is what you're getting for a semi. You're still paying for a fence. If you share with the neighbors, you're probably looking at, I would say, about $1,500 for a home like this. If you have to do it by yourself, then you're paying a bit more. Now, the bylaws say that you have to share the cost of the fence with your neighbor, but they only have to contribute, if they don't want a fence, they only have to contribute for the bare minimum. So in other words, the cost of a chain link is a lot less than a wood fence, but they basically have to contribute at that level. It can get political, but I think most people eventually want a fence anyway. We've got Weller Crossing, detached home, single car garage, and that's basically it. It says no carpet in the house, which I think is nice. So this might be a competitor for something like the one on Newell. Rule is at $530, 1,835 square feet, and it looks like a decent home, but I think if you're going to play in this range, and this is one of my favorite models, so I'm not trying to chop it down or anything like that, but I think that if you're going to play in this range, it helps if you have that finished basement, if you've got some kind of a premium lot. And same thing with this one here, you might have to put a fence in. Hallway is $539, and it's a little bit high. It's an azalea model. For years I was calling it an azalea. I don't know why I was doing that. So here's the thing about this one, is that I think the basement and the finishing are almost not to the same level as the inside of the main floor, because the Heathwood home, well decorated. Even this, like, there's better colors of cabinets they could have chose. But there's your basement. I think with the walkout and the kitchen downstairs, it's going to appeal to somebody. and it looks like they've kind of duplicated a few photos. This model has sold like in the 500s without the finished basement before, so let's see what happens. It's a question of upgrades, I think, more than anything. Tonelli is $539. And if it's sold, it would be more because of finishes than size, because it's only like 1633 square feet, 3 bedrooms, and it has a finished basement, but everything has been done really well inside this one. Light fixtures, the little details have definitely, they've done a good job with. So bit of landscaping out back, and overall it's nice. I just think they're going to have a tough time at this price range. Eager is $549.8, and so it's about 18 to 1900 square feet. It's got a nice main floor, 9-foot ceilings. I find the family room's a little bit narrow, but it has a good layout and a good floor plan. Loft upstairs. Whoops, we'll go back to the loft here. So you've got loft plus 3 really nice sized rooms plus a finished basement. I sold the same model last year at like $540, and it was really nice, and it had a forest behind, but behind the forest was train tracks. So overall, I think that they're going to compete pretty well in this price range, and there is a possibility with this one that you might be able to do 2 cars side by side, which is the next best thing to a double car garage. Hawes is $557. It's a semi-detached. It's just over 2,000 square feet. I think anybody who pays for this, you got to put appliances in, window coverings. You got to live in dirt. You have to put probably, well, it looks like they might have done air conditioning. Anyway, $550. This is the space where you can even find double car garages. I am so against this. Please don't pay this kind of money for a semi. Conservation's $579. 2 acres. You've got a home basically with like, no air conditioning. It's got some charm to it, and you get a pool and you get some land, and that's basically it. 1 bathroom and 3 bedrooms. It's okay. I would expect this one to be a little closer to 500 if you look at the one on 4th line right now. This one kind of, to me, looks like it's more in that range. So we've got Blaine Street at $588. It's a Beaver Hall model. It's around 2,400 square feet. They've got that little loft area, sort of an in-between floor. I'll show you that in just a second. Here it is here. So in between, so you come up the stairs, you've got a loft, and then you've got upstairs in the bedrooms. It depends on what set of information you look at. This model plus a finished basement, better finishes, just sold at $620. So at $588, they're $30,000 less. They're probably not that far off. This one on Woodward, I heard, got an offer on the weekend, and Old Milton right now is really struggling with inventory. There's not a whole lot for sale, and there hasn't been. I could probably count on one hand since January 1st the number of like double garage, 4-bedroom, decent homes that have popped up. And out of that list, like one sold in like 2 hours on an inside sale to another agent. And it was like, it's really tough, and there's frustration there. There's people that are waiting. I've got like 4 or 5 people saying, I want to buy in this area, and there's just nothing for sale. So good lesson here is that you've got your pool, plus you've got some green space. So it is good if you can balance that off. Don't stick your pool right in the middle of your yard. Put it off to the side so that at least people have a balance, and it's easier to fence it off and to just keep it safe from kids too. So yeah, busier street, right? If this wasn't on a busy street, it would probably be going for like higher 6s. Nice listing though, and I bet it's going to go quick. For some reason it pops up twice. That's just the way the weekend goes. And the other thing is you want to click the price button just below the map when we started this video, because on the weekend you get multi-lists and the price order is all messed up. So Cedric is $615, 2540 square feet, hardwood floors, 9-foot ceilings. You see these a lot. For some reason this model is pretty popular, and it's got a great floor plan. I shouldn't say for some reason. You do lose a driveway space here because you've got a sidewalk, so you could really fit a bicycle in front of here. So 3-car parking versus 4, but when the garage slides up, what happens is the main floor opens up a little bit more. Kincardine is $679, and so it says it's less than 2,500 square feet. It's decent inside. You're still putting a fence in. So for some reason today is just the day of no fences and like detail, like little small details like Coca-Cola stuff. Very strange. Yeah, this one in Row is right in the same area. For a similar price, I would take this one on Row. I think it's bigger. I like the upgrades a little bit more. And yeah, I would say it's still a tad high, but at least you can see the escarpment. This is the new park on the other side of Main Street. You do get main traffic coming right in front. So the street itself would be a very quiet street to teach your kids how to ride a bike or for kids to play street hockey. There's not a lot of cars driving by, but you are going to hear the road noise off of Main Street. But I think having that right across is a very good thing for future value. So anyway, nice looking home. Holloway is $715. I thought this one was sold. I guess it came back on. It's a Southbury, so it's just over 2,300 square feet plus a finished basement. And it's very nice inside. This is like model home level. Like, it's extremely well done. And I don't think you'll find a better looking home on the market right now. Stunning. And I don't throw that around. A lot of realtors use the word stunning. I'll only use it on a home like this because this is nice. And Lyle Lane is $724. It's about the same size as the previous two, but if you're competing with something like the previous and you're the same size, they've got some nice features in here, but it's just not the same level. I don't think anyway. Yeah, and the other one has landscaping in the back, and you don't get a lot of money for landscaping. I would take that one for sure. Heads like head over heels versus the other one. Bell School Line, $1.3 million. It's a nice looking home. We got about 4,000 square feet here, and I like what they said because it's on the brow of the escarpment. You do get some nice views, but there's more woods here than some of the ones just up the street. Yeah, they were at, I think, 1.5 last year, and it wasn't really going anywhere. So at 1.3, they're going to get a lot more action, and I think they compete pretty well with what else is out there. This one on second line is 100 acres. It's it's basically $2 million. At least $1 million of that is the 100 acres. It's pretty close to, I would say, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes away from the Mohawk track. Yeah, the house itself is just kind of a bonus. We've got this one in Maple. It's a Windsor. It's 1,000 square feet. We're going over to the Oakville Milton list. And so you've got that higher 12-foot ceiling in this one, which makes a big impact. The flooring looks pretty good here. That's your gym. And the Windsor is, I think it's about 1,002 square feet. We've seen the Windsors go in the low threes. Premium for having the ceiling might be a little bit on the high side, but it's not that far off. Hampshire Way is $374.9, and it's actually the same model that's listed for a little bit higher on Sherwood. And what they have here is a finished basement, and they're priced less too. So there's no comparison. The one bathroom upstairs, that's your only bathroom up on the second floor, and then you also have a smartly they put a bathroom downstairs in the basement. And you've got a decent-sized lot here, too. It's 100 feet deep, so you do get a fair bit of grass. And I like this one. I like it. Probably the best deal, I would think, in the. Even though I don't love the layout, I love that it's at $375 because it's hard to find those these days. Clark is a Carrington, so it's just over 2,000 square feet, hand-scraped hardwood floors, and even like a nice peak ceiling here. The thing about this one is that it's actually really nice. We don't see many of them, and it only has the 3 bedrooms upstairs, so that's the one thing that can hold them back. But they've done moldings. It looks like they've done some work in the ensuite, and having that finished basement with a 4th bedroom alleviates some of that pressure. Either way, I like this one a lot. 608 seems like it's in the right spot, and then we've got this one on 4th line for $785. It looks like it's on about an acre. And that's all I got for this one. There's not a whole lot of information. It's north of Steeles, so we've got a property that's pretty close to town. So that's the list. If you have any questions, let us know. That's 37 properties, so it's always a big day on Monday. Stay tuned for more later in the week, and we'll talk to you later.